Hello everyone and welcome to this mounted archer guide. As a mounted archer you need a mount of course and high strength for the best bows. The Tusar Kalar has some very high strength, 121 on the best build. But there's one hidden champion with more strength, the Huergar with 123 strength, so you can use pretty high damage bows. A link to the bow crafting tutorial is in the description. Okay, let's create our character. We will make a Huergar and maybe a female, I don't know. Let's choose a male first. Let's look how the Oghmir looks. And yeah, the Oghmir is pretty hairy and the female Oghmir is so damn hairy. No, we take a male Oghmir. On the second window we choose the Huergar. He has some very nice looking stony skin and he's pretty small. And I mean the character size, of course. So let's make him the maximum size. And yeah, I'm still talking about the character size. So at the beginning, the speed in Haven, in the tutorial island, is much faster. Put everything you have in strength or in constitution. Make your character stout. 130 weight, then he's able to have +5 strength. Okay, let's play a little bit with the sliders and oh yeah, okay, that's too fat, that's too fat. Okay, that's too lean. Yeah, we need exactly 130. Later in game, get good fat food that you can hold that weight and don't lose too much weight. Okay, yeah, skin. Yeah, that are some nice skin colors. And yeah, the crack size. Oh yeah, more stony skin. Less stony skin. Okay, and more stony skin. Yeah, I think I like more stony skin more. Let's look at the haircuts, and they are so awful. Yeah, no haircut is better. And beard. Oh my god. Okay, no, I don't like this. Maybe someone of you will like this. Okay, nice eye color. So let's join Haven. So I just opened the Glade Gifts window, and yeah, you have the Glade Gift +2 maximum strength. With that Glade Gift you are able to get 123 strength. So you have now officially the most strength of any character in game, so you can draw the highest damage bows possible. I recommend longbows with longbow arrows, and if you can't shoot them from mounts like in Mortal Online 1, then asymmetrical recurve bows with blunt arrows or broadhead arrows. Blunt arrows are currently not in game, but they can be acquired in Morinkur later. Morinkur city guide is in the description, by the way. But now let's look closer what Glade Gifts I have chosen. Don't get confused here, the mortal data calculator is not 100% correct, but I just marked you the most important Glade Gifts. First of all, you can see further in darkness. That is pretty useful in PvP as in PvE, of course. You have a natural resistance against cutting and piercing damage. That is very good if you sit on your mount and you need to be really tanky if you fight another mounted archer or mounted combat. Then the Inhale Ichor, which increases your health regeneration a lot. And the most important Glade Gift, the Oghmir Knockdown. It is not set in stone yet, but many veterans assume that it has something to do with knockdown resistance. And that is the most important skill if you are on a mount, because if you have more knockdown resistance, you can't be dismounted so easily. And through maximum strength, of course. So let's talk a little bit about the skills. Also, please don't get confused here why I've chosen 13 skills. Because of your high strength, your high constitution and your high dexterity, you have a lot of skill points bonuses. And they are already calculated in there. The only thing of this skill list which is not completely 100 is advanced creature control, because you don't need that at 100. Okay, now from top to bottom, I try to make it short. Advanced creature control is needed if you want some pretty good breeded mounts, some horses that are level 125 and so on. Or a locator or some other stuff. Aiming technique reduces your stamina drain by 50% if you're holding a pulled bow. And it's also needed for marksmanship. Anatomy is a no-brainer in PvP builds, because if you don't have it, your bandages won't heal as much. Armor training, of course, that you can carry more armor. No, it's not only for foot fighters, because in Mortal Online 1 in the early days, many people had like 60 kilogram armor on horses and stuff. And that was a little bit unbalanced, so Starvolt decided if you can't carry that normal weight while you're running, then you can't ride a horse with that. And that is the reason behind just that you know this. Balance, of course, for your knockdown resistance. That is very important, because if you don't have balance, someone can dismount you pretty easily with a sledgehammer, with an axe, with a spear. Okay, not exactly with a spear. Maybe they will fix spear stance someday. I really hope that. But anyway, combat maneuvering is a must, because it's needed for armor training. Controlled aiming lets you hold your breath longer, that you can aim better. Yeah, controlled riding as a mounted archer is a no-brainer, because of the riding speed you really need that. The creature control, of course, to be able to have high level mounts. Heavy armor training, of course, because you want to be the toughest guy on the battlefield. Okay, marksmanship, of course, because if you hit someone in the head, it will be a critical hit, it will deal a lot of damage. Even if you have this skill 100, it doesn't mean that you crit every time you hit someone in the head, but if you crit, it really hurts. This also works for monsters and other mounts. So if you want to dismount someone and you are a mounted archer, and you as a player, the layer 8 problem that sits in front of this PC, your personal skill matters. Because if you're good enough, you can maybe hit the head of your enemy or from his mount, for example. Then he will turn around and cry a lot. And last but not least from the combat skills, mounted archery, of course. Who on earth would have guessed that? Okay, but now a little bit to the professions. I'm just including that here because it makes sense. As a mounted archer, you should be able to craft at least your own bows. You need maybe advanced dendrology for some rare woods, some animal materials, asymmetrical bowcrafting, of course, botany, of course, for the normal woods. Bowery, butchery applicants is that you can maybe butcher some animals. So longbow crafting, of course, the mammalia skill. And one special thing about the mammalia skill, if you have that skill in your professions, you will have a decreased creature control points for your mount. That means you can maybe drop advanced creature control, for example, and do that in taming, that you can tame your own mounts too. Because you maybe won't need advanced creature control, for example, in the combat skills. It is just depending on how you want to play. So I highly suggest that you try it out yourself and don't rely too hard on other people's opinions how a mounted archer should be. Maybe you don't need controlled aiming or something and you take these points and put it elsewhere. I really hope this guide was helpful for you. If you have any questions related to that, please leave it in the comments. Also, please ring the bell that you don't miss any future videos. Like and subscribe. Always remember to make party hard. Goodbye.